6 o'clock Friday morning as we come on the air here at Fox 61, one person found dead in a quiet Farmington neighborhood. And police say they believe this is suspicious. We're going to get you the very latest in just a few moments. Well, good morning. It is Friday. Happy Friday. We're glad to be here. We hope you are having a great morning so far. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Bridget Bureau. Start the countdown about 4 hours till we welcome spring. Finally, because we know it's been a brutally long winter,
Yes.
Rachel, so bring on those warmer temperatures.
Hopefully it is a sign of what's to come, right? I mean, the only way we can go is up, hopefully, as temperatures today will be in the low to mid 50s as we welcome spring officially in the 10 o'clock hour at 10:46. Spring has sprung. We are going to start off the morning with sunny skies. Towards the afternoon, clouds will increase. That is ahead of some evening rain approaching at 6, wrapping up around 10 and 11 o'clock across the state. There could be some rounds of more moderate rain falling in spots during that time. Otherwise, temperatures right now are anywhere from about 2 to 8 degrees warmer. It definitely feels that way in spots at 31 in Norwich. Still hanging on to the upper 20s in Willimantic, now near 30 in Hartford, 28 degrees in Meriden. So for this afternoon, we'll start to see the clouds increase, and that's going to be ahead of that disturbance. You see there on the north and west of us, this clipper system coming through, but because our temperatures are going to be just so warm, it's just all going to be rain, thankfully. So we have increasing sunshine, and then clouds begin to win out by noontime. By 2 o'clock, the clouds have taken over. By 6 o'clock, we have some rain that's arriving. Temperature-wise, we'll be in the low 40s to the upper 40s near 50 degrees towards this afternoon and into the evening. So for this afternoon, 51 in Trumbull, 55 in Southbury, not bad. Hartford at 55 degrees, and then in southeastern Connecticut in the upper 40s to near 50. So plan for sun now, clouds later on with rain arriving after about 6. By Saturday morning, we're going to start off around 40 degrees into the low 50s in the afternoon. And I think Saturday ends up being the pick of the weekend. Sunday, not by no means a washout, but periods of rain are possible, especially into the evening and overnight, leading to a soggy start to our Monday. We'll have more details on that coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02, as we check in on the roads, we were following some earlier road work. It does look like that's still out there this morning on the westbound side out by 57 and 55. Other than that, a live look outside Wethersfield, Guilford, Brantford, and Windsor all look fine this morning. And your drive through the Capitol, New Britain Ave to the Hartford Tunnel is around 7 minutes. East Hartford into downtown is 6. Bridget.
All right, Rachel, well, this week is spring break. A lot of people are flying, and this morning, the partial government shutdown continues to have an impact at airports nationwide.
Yeah, dozens of TSA workers have quit because they're not getting paid. And that's led to long lines, a lot of frustrated travelers. So we're checking on how things are doing at Bradley International Airport. Joe Monty is standing by. It's gotten better throughout the morning. How's it looking right now, Joe?
Hey, good morning to you both. Look, it keeps getting better and better here, honestly. You know, I'm happy to report that there aren't any major issues here at the airport so far. But we do know that airports around the country are feeling the pain as the government partial shutdown continues into its 5th week. And, TSA agents aren't getting paid. I want to step off to the side and show you where the line was, at least. You can see that's the TSA, where the TSA line is. You can see maybe some of the barriers for where the line would be. It was extended throughout the airport earlier this morning, but, that's usually the busy hour. Things have slowed down here a lot. But we have seen significant call-out rates for TSA agents at major airports around the country, like I said, including JFK, Atlanta, and Houston, and more. The Deputy Assistant Secretary at the Department of Homeland Security, Lauren Biss, said as of March 17th, 366 agents resigned due to, quote, the Democrats' reckless DHS shutdown. Now, she also said these political stunts are causing unneeded financial hardship for our TSA officers and their families. Democrats are saying they don't want to fund the Department of Homeland Security until there have been major reforms to ICE and how they're held accountable. Now, Delta CEO Ed Bastian is calling this shutdown ridiculous. He said, quote, we're outraged. Ask our folks in Washington to do their job and get our people paid. They can do it. Now, you have to remember, TSA agents don't get paid during these shutdowns. Having them nearly back-to-back can put agents in a tough spot. It feels like we just got over the last one, too, which was the longest in U.S. history, a full government shutdown. It went from October to November, lasting 43 days. So if you plan to travel anytime soon, regardless of where you're going, it's important to just prepare ahead of time, get to the airport early, and get ready to wait. One traveler we spoke to this morning told us what he did to prepare and what he'd like to see happen with the shutdown. Take a listen.
Got here a little bit earlier than I normally would, just in case, seeing what to check out what the lines would look like. If I were them, I'd want to get paid. You know, coming in and do a hard day's work. I think they should be getting paid as well.
Now, throughout the morning here at Bradley International Airport, I'll continue to talk to travelers and see what they've done to prepare this morning in case of any effects from the shutdown. I'll also reach out to some airport officials and see whether or not there have been any issues with TSA here. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys live at Bradley International Airport. Joe Monte, back to you.
All right, Joe, thanks for staying on top of that for us. Well, meantime, Farmington police are investigating a death they say has suspicious circumstances.
Fox 61's Tim Lateau spoke with neighbors about what they heard and what they saw.
Neighbors on Talcott Forest Road say it's a busy corner of Farmington, but they were shocked to hear there was a suspicious death nearby.
Just heard about it. One of my neighbors texted me. She's a medical student too. And she said, "Did you hear what happened?"
Some Farmington neighbors are in disbelief. The police department says it's investigating an untimely death with suspicious circumstances. Officers say they were called to the scene just after 10 o'clock Thursday morning. It's unclear how the victim died or how old they were. Police say they're not releasing any other information because of the sensitive nature of the case.
I do feel safe here.
Wendy Nielsen has lived in the apartments along Talcott Forest Road for nearly 30 years. She says her neighbors are a mix of college and medical students, as well as an older crowd. Even though it's a safe area, she says it's impossible to know everyone because it's so busy.
Some people have been here for as long as I have, and some people it's very transient. And it's generally safe, you know, but it's on a bus line, so you never know, like who's gonna pop in.
Farmington detectives are asking anyone with information about this case to give them a call. In Farmington, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.
6:07 right now, and we're learning more about the 12-year-old girl that was found dead in her home in Enfield on Wednesday. The mother of the child, Melanie Federline, says that her daughter Eve passed away. Police say paramedics arrived on the scene and found the child unresponsive. The town's police chief says that officers with a major crimes unit combed through the property as a standard procedure in the investigation. He also added that it does not necessarily indicate a incident is criminal in nature.
Out of an abundance of caution to make sure that a scene is processed completely and properly so that one does not find out in hindsight that it was necessary to process a scene after it's too late. We obtained a search warrant for the residence and asked for state police assistance.
Police say the medical examiner's office is working to determine her cause of death. Also, until more information is released, officers do not expect to return to the home.
6:08 now, with homicides on the rise and two recent police shootings. Groups in Hartford have shifted focus to the community with new care, response, and support training. People who came out say they want to see a safer Hartford. Many also said they believe that mental health and violence prevention programs are needed.
I have resided in Hartford for 46 years, and I feel that it is so important that I'm at the table as far as just being a part of the solution. So came with an open mind and being able to also to give back to some suggestion and brainstorming, because I really believe that together we can achieve more.
Will be held every Thursday until April 23rd from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m.
West Hartford police arrested a Willimantic man who they say was involved in an armed robbery from 2024. Investigators say 47-year-old David Chaparro walked into a Family Dollar store on New Britain Avenue, showed a handgun, and then got away with some cash. No one was hurt. Police say Chaparro was in custody on unrelated charges when they arrested him, so he's now been charged with first-degree robbery. And a crash closed part of I-84 East in Hartford yesterday. State police say a car carrier caught fire. It happened between exits 46 and 48. Troopers say no one was hurt, and the road has since reopened.
6:09 now. Police have arrested 6 people in connection with a series of thefts in Trumbull and Monroe. Early Wednesday morning, officers responded to a report of a stolen car and arrested 1 suspect after a stop on Route 25. The other 5 were found hours later hiding near Vista Place and Daniels Farm Road. Investigators say several cars were also broken into overnight. All 6 suspects are from Bridgeport, including 2 teenagers, and they face several charges this morning.
A New Britain man is accused of stealing rims and tires off of cars early Wednesday morning in Bristol. Now, police say Edgar Soto tried to get away from officers, but he backed his car into a tree. Officers say he and another person tried to get away. They ran off, but police were able to find and arrest Soto. He now faces several charges, including larceny and reckless endangerment. If anyone can help with the investigation, if you know anything, please contact Bristol Police.
6:10 now, and New Haven's former police chief Carl Jacobson appeared briefly in court yesterday. He has been charged with stealing more than $85,000 in public funds. Prosecutors say Jacobson misused the money from a confidential informant fund and a police youth program. Investigators say they also found heavy gambling activity with hundreds of thousands of dollars transferred to betting platforms. His case has been continued until April 17th.
Nexstar Media Group has officially completed its acquisition of Tegna Incorporated. That's the company that owns FOX61. Nexstar says the deal was finalized after receiving approval from the Federal Communications Commission, as well as the U.S. Department of Justice.
A lot of eyes were on this deal, and Nexstar's CEO called the transaction a way to strengthen local journalism, saying the combined companies will be better positioned to deliver local news and programming nationwide. Yesterday, we reported that Connecticut and 7 other states sued to stop the sale, but the merger was finalized anyway. Attorney General William Tong issued a statement criticizing the decision, saying, quote, "This is disappointing, but far from surprising, given the political pressure Trump exerted on his appointees. We are in court, and we're going to continue fighting to protect free and fair competition and independent local journalism," end quote.